This is one of those things where I know it's gonna be a bad idea before I do it, but still gonna fucking send it, bro. Come on, bitch. It is official. I am not built to be an influencer. The CTE is beyond real. Yesterday, I messed up the camera. It died in the middle of the session, like we talked about at the end. And today, I forgot the SD card, or the card that has the memory for this whole thing, in my computer, after telling myself 100 times, don't forget it in the morning. So we're back about a couple hours later than I'd like to be, but we are ready to lift and we are ready to go. So today we got dynamic effort lower body. We got some walking lunges, we got some Olympic lifts, we got a bunch of jumps. Just finished up a BP session and fielding session. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm bringing guys into the gym and hitting with them now, and doing some fielding work. So that's been pretty cool. Today was day one with them. So we had 4 guys in here, older guys. I'm like, how are you guys getting off work? Like, I don't have a real job, but apparently they don't have real jobs either. And we're all influencers out here. But they're like 50. I don't think they've heard of Instagram before. So we were hitting with them today. That was fun. We're going to start off, I'm probably going to start off with some jumps. I was pretty warmed up after the hitting, and then I was going to come back here and record and didn't have my card. So I had to go back home, ate some eggs and some steaks, and I was actually having the leftovers of a dinner a guy made me last night, and I kind of want to talk about this because I went over to this Craigslist. I was buying a bat yesterday, okay, so broke a bat at Hit Tracks that we talked about. Went to go buy another bat for Hit Tracks off Craigslist. Didn't know this guy. I kind of knew him through the softball community, but didn't really know him. Sitting down, he's ex-addict. Talking about, like, he was pretty hyped up. He was kind of going yesterday, talking about how he's going bankrupt and everything in life is kind of bad. But he had great personality there the whole time. Like, he wasn't complaining about it. He was just talking about everything that was going on. I was just sitting on this dude's couch waiting for him, like, to give the bat over with his pit bull. And it would be traditionally in the sense of, like, people that you hang out with, not a person you would necessarily hang out with. Older guy, not my age, into, like, drinking and just doing things that I traditionally wouldn't do, especially when you're in, like, you hang out with, like, this St. Thomas crowd of people, like the St. Thomas crowd, the private school crowd would never hang out with this crowd. And that's something that I really enjoy about the softball community, is it is such a different crowd. But one of the things I was sitting there listening to him tell all these stories, like, I'm talking to a real fucking person here. And it was so you just take a breath, man, and you're just sitting with this person across from you that has totally different background than you, totally different, and not even background than me. We probably actually had pretty similar backgrounds, but totally different things going on in life at this moment, totally different interests, totally different age group. I'm just sitting there talking to this madman who was talking about all the things that were going on, some crazy stories in his life. But I'm talking to a real person, and I can go sit and talk to this guy that we really have nothing in common right now in life. And you can enjoy the conversation, and you can sit there and just, like, empathize with him. He can empathize with you. You can give advice. He can give advice. And you can actually take his advice regardless of where he's at in life, because you know he's giving real advice because he's being a real person. And I was just sitting there. I'm like, wow, this is such a breath of fresh air that I'm talking to the person that is struggling, and he's not in a great spot in life right now. It doesn't mean he's not going to be. I really actually do think he's going to be. He was talking to me about his plans, but you can talk to him and get a lot more out of that than talking to somebody that's doing the best things in life or set up in the best spots in life. Because a lot of times you talk to people that are in those situations and they're playing a character, and you're talking to them and they're playing this character. And it's exhausting, man. Like, I leave so many conversations where you're talking to people and you're like, I didn't say a single word to a real person in that conversation. I talked to the character of that person that they were trying to portray. They were trying to move up some hierarchy. They were trying to say something to me so that long-term it's a relationship building thing. Like, they were saying what they were supposed to say. They were saying what they were taught to say. And you're never talking to a real person in those settings, and it's so exhausting. And I really feel like if you can just surround yourself with people that are just real people, you will leave conversations. You can have conversations all day. You can leave conversations feeling fired up and ready to go, regardless of what the conversation is about, regardless of if you're helping them, they're helping you, regardless of if they're saying things, they're telling you stories. You're like, bro, I would never in a million years put myself in that situation, but I can emphasize in here because I know I'm talking to a real person. So it was kind of just it was a cool eye opener, and not that I haven't had that experience before, known that before. It was just a in the moment eye opener that I wanted to kind of talk about today. Was be real with people, like just set down the guard and just fucking talk to people and stop saying what you feel like you need to say. Stop being this character. Stop trying to climb some fucking hierarchy. Stop trying to say the right thing. It is so exhausting for everybody around you. And if you feel like you are constantly leaving conversations exhausted, that either means you are playing the character that you were supposed to play in that situation, or the people you are surrounding yourself with are constantly doing that. And you need to remove yourself from either playing that character or people that are playing the characters if you want to have a fulfilled life and a life with real people around you. So just a little rant to start off today. We'll go back into legs, but it was amazing. Like, I went over to this dude's house. He didn't know me, struggling in life. Things are not going well in life. I came over for a bat. And he cooked me, he had a dinner made. He's like, you want dinner, dude? Like, I got a bunch of extra, threw it all in like a Ziploc bag, gave it to me. Like a nice bougie steak, fucking stir fry, like really not, like just a super generous, thoughtful person that didn't have a lot going on in life in that moment. And it was just crazy to have that energy portrayed from somebody that is struggling in life currently, put onto you. And just have a real sit-down conversation with somebody. So it inspired me. It got me going. I left that conversation. It was like 9 p.m. at night. I left feeling fired up and ready to go. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and mostly talk about it for myself to kind of piece together what I felt in that conversation. And I really feel like I was just talking to a real person. And I don't think nowadays, especially the higher up you climb in hierarchies, the higher up you climb, it's like, you climb in hierarchies because you have mastered a specific character. And the higher up you climb in these hierarchies, a lot of times it's the higher up you are with another higher level character, a person that is playing somebody else, and they know how to play that role very effectively. But you talk to those people and you're like, man, you can see through it, you can smell it, you can feel it. And I think the more we can let down the guard, and that's not, again, everybody has these characters, everybody has these guards up, myself included, but the more we can let down the character that we are playing, the more we can let down the guard and just have conversations with people, the less walls I think there'll be, and the more I think you can live a fulfilled life. You can talk with anybody and have a conversation, be generous with everybody, and I think there's a lot of power to that. So all that to say, we are going to rip some legs and be a Chad for the rest of this day. Probably not. We'll probably get more philosophy in here throughout the day. I'm feeling pretty wired today. But yeah, I felt good about that conversation. Hopefully that message stuck with somebody out there to let down some of their guards. You don't have to be a politician at all times. And I promise in the long term, the more you can give off the energy that guy gave yesterday, the farther up in chains and whatever you want to accomplish, you're going to climb just because people want to be around you. And I think that's powerful. So let's do it. Let's rip. Boom. All right. So we got tennis ball variation sprints to start. We're going to start one toss, catch, sprint. Then we'll go one toss, one dribble. So you got to catch. On a catch, you got to dribble. Then we'll go through. And then we'll go probably two toss, catch, or maybe a toss, dribble, toss, something like that. We'll spice it up as we go. Goal is just get fast, right? That's our entire goal. Give us a ball to chase. I like chasing a ball. I'll continue to emphasize that just to work on that tracking piece of the puzzle. Again, you can say it's taken care of in sports enough, but honestly, it's not for my sport because we can't track outfield balls. So I was working a ton of infield stuff today, but don't have a ton of ability to track an outfield ball outdoors right now. With the ceiling that we got. So start off here. I'm gonna see, I might have to mute. I might have to like set the mic down on these sprints, especially I have roll jumps today. Definitely not sprinting with this. This mic's way too expensive for my bank account to break, but we'll see how it does with the sprinting, see if it stays on. If not, we'll take it off. Oh, all right, here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. We'll do one more with the pump cover on, then we'll take the pump cover off and kind of go from there. Toss, catch, toss. Mic actually stayed on pretty well this time. Oh, there we go. Let's go. Woo. So we'll take out the pump cover now with the legs here. That was pretty much the extent of my warm-up, right? So I did a little like some rolls, like just moving, walking, moving, being goofy, fluid. I played catch against the wall for a little bit. Catch against the wall for a little bit. What else did I do? I did a set of these drop jumps that I'll show you, which I really want to consider a warm-up. That's probably an exercise itself. So we were ripping that, and then we started sprinting. Saw a post today on Facebook, somebody of course selling a fucking warm-up program, or I think it was a training program, or like the college recruiting process and how hard it is to get into college. And one of the things she was saying in the post is, before I played, I'd warm up for an hour, and I'd warm up for an hour for my 2-hour game, and then she laid out her entire warm up and talking about how serious it needs to be, and if you want to make it to the next level, you need to take it this serious. And while I don't disagree with the intensity that you need to have, and the belief in a system, the focus, and the pursuit of something. Like, I believe in the pursuit of something where you are actually going all the fucking way out to go get a goal and taking something that seriously. I believe there is true value in that. What I don't believe in is putting that value in just crap, like a warm-up. Like, the reason you're so focused on putting an hour into warm-up is because you're insecure, and that's it. Like, and when you're insecure, you know there's going to be failures, and there's going to be failures regardless. But when you're insecure and you have to focus on this like small, minute piece of the puzzle, it is because you're not focusing on the big piece of the puzzle, which is belief in yourself, which is belief in your training, which is putting all that 1 hour that you just put into warming up into actually training that long consistently. Maybe it's your diet, maybe it's your sleep, but some part of you doesn't have that belief factor. And many times it's not even the coaches that don't have this belief factor, or it's not even the athletes that don't have this belief factor, but it's the coaches that don't have this belief factor. And what they're doing with these 1 hour warm-ups, what they're doing with the special things that you need to have intent focus, you need to touch the line, you need to do all these things. It's so when there is failure, and there will be failure in sports, all the bases are covered, they'll say. Like, it wasn't me, I had them do their 1 hour warm-up. You saw how intently I had them doing their 1 hour warm-up. And they try to control everything that they can control, but that doesn't mean the things they control actually fucking mean anything. So it's like, we're lying to the athlete, you're lying to the other sport coaches when you're saying this stuff. It's like, well, I had them focus on this warm-up. Yeah, that warm-up didn't matter. Like, obviously, that's why we're still losing the games. So like, why are we doing it? And so for the most part, I just feel like it's this big insecurity around, if we cover all of our bases, I will be safe. My job will be safe. Nobody can take the blame. But you're missing the bigger picture, which is like, you need to put that amount of effort just into yourself, into your training, into the belief that where you don't need that hour-long warm-up. And trust me, I've been there. I will keep saying this stuff. I'm gonna move myself down just 1 second here. I'll keep relating it to me because I think it applies a little bit more when I've been there. But I've been there. I've been in the 1 hour warm-up. I've been in the ramp. I've been in the RPR. You need to do all these small things. And the more I was into those small things, it was always when I was the farthest away from doing the big things, from doing the big rocks, of actually just working on my craft. I think football is a beautiful example. Never actually worked on pass rushing. I'd show up to practice, fucking grind, do really hard, but like, our practice was never working on any of these technical aspects. And I needed in my head to focus on all those small things, to feel confident enough in my ability to step on the field. Like, I did all the small things, but I knew deep down I hadn't done the big things, which is just getting better at rushing the passer, which is just getting better at pitching, which is just getting better at hitting a softball. And now I can walk up onto the softball field. I can walk up onto like whatever skill set I'm pursuing. Let's say it's softball. Even when I started softball, I would have focus on doing all these minute things. And it was because I wasn't confident in my swing, right? So now I can walk up to a softball field, and I think this morning was a beautiful example. Like, I didn't warm up for softball, I just fucking hit with these guys, and perform way better with no warm up than I could with a massive warm up. And maybe I got lucky that day, and then I would like, oh, it's because I did my warm ups, because I took that supplement. But competency is what you need to put your effort into. Competency in your craft. And it's really hard to be competent in a craft. It's really hard, and that's why there's a pursuit of it. And to negate the pursuit of competency in your craft to be competent in something that is much easier, which is a warm-up. It's silly, and it's a lie, and it's we're doing it because it is easier. We're doing it because it's much better to say, it's much more tangible to say I did a 1 hour warm-up than to say, am I actually competent at my craft? And the tangibility of being competent at your craft is literally just, can you walk up to whatever you're doing and be confident? And if you're not confident when you walk up to whatever you're doing, shooting the free throw, driving to the lane, catching a football, or guarding somebody, then you're not you're not competent. You're not competent. That's why you're not confident. And working on your craft is the only thing that is going to change that. Not doing your fucking warm up, not doing these special A skips, not doing any special drill, but just grinding at your craft. And I think we lie to kids. I think we lie to ourselves, and when we're focused on, you need to do this to get to the next. No, to get to the next level, you need to work on your craft consistently for a long period of time and on the things that actually matter, which again are your craft. It's not this removed aspect of a warm up. It's not this removed aspect of mental toughness and touching the line or not touching the line. It's, can you technically do what you're supposed to do? Do you tactically understand where you're supposed to be? Are you physically capable of doing those things? And all of these components tie into your level and your ability on the field. And we should focus there rather than focusing on these silly things like an hour-long warm-up. If you're doing an hour-long warm-up, bro, you got it confused. If you feel like you need to do anything warm-up wise, you got it confused. And that's not to say you can't use these tools to placebo your athletes or whatever. Like if they feel like they need to do an A skip in the moments, like in season, I wouldn't change that. I'd like fucking tell them the A skip's gonna make them the best athlete in the world. But long term, like if they have that attachment to some sort of warm up, it's because they have an insecurity. And I think that's a data point for you to pursue. Like, let's just go get better at our craft. So that's a little rant on that. You don't need a fucking hour-long warm-up. And if you're selling hour-long warm-ups to kids because it's what your program does and you're gonna fucking sell it to them on mental toughness, I got a problem with you. All right, now we're gonna throw, dribble, catch. Let's go. Oh, boo! Oh, launched that baby a little bit too high. We'll just kind of run these sprints until disinterested. Feeling pretty good with the sprints. Just kind of hit some top speed stuff. Oh, then we'll go to our jumps. Again, I warmed up with the depth drop jump, but I'm feeling kind of in the zone with this ball right now, so I'm just gonna keep sprinting until I feel no interest in sprinting. Oof. Oof. Oh yeah. Oof. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. All right, probably make this the last sprint here. Double bounce it, go from there. Fuck. All right, we're running that back. I hit the ceiling, then I drop the ball. Can't be an half. Take 2 on the final sprints. Here we go, off wall, catch, throw, go get it. Run fast. Off wall, catch, throw, go get it, go get it, go get it, yeah! Woo! Let's go. All right, we got some good sprints in there. Let's hit our jumps, cleans, and depth drops. Boom. So we got parkour jumps here. We're jumping off the box. I'm gonna move this box around each time I jump. The box has to move, or I have to jump off of it differently to over the box. Oh, this is kind of a banger of a song. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's fucking good. Probably get copyrighted again. I got yelled at last time, but I don't know how to mute the sound with the mic. So here we go. Oh. Move the box here. The athletes were kind of ripping this one this morning. It was good. Spicing it up. I don't even know if I'm in camera. I don't know if I'm in camera. We'll find out. Jump in here. Ooh. That was not a very good one. Oh, you fucking me. Let's see if this is in camera in the first place. Oh, it is, damn it, I'm busted. Shit. Now I have to keep that in, and now I look like a naff. All right. All right, Henry, this one's for you. If I mess this up, it's because I don't love you. But if I get it, it's because I love you. For Henry. Oh, let's go, Henry. Woo! All right, what else we got? Maybe we're gonna go 45 here. This way, a little bit farther away. Turn into a broad jump. Oh, yeah. Let's go straight on, and I have to go straight over. I'm not very good at that. I always kind of twist to the side. It's probably because I can bring my knees up higher, but it's a way to do it, bro. That was so stupid. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, you're a pretty good athlete. And sometimes I do things like that midair, and I really question what I'm doing with my life. Here we go. That one, I'm gonna blame on my dump truck that I was blessed with. Can't be mad about that one. All right, but third time you don't have a choice. You gotta get over it. Oh yeah, with the hat catch, let's go. So on this one, we're gonna have to go mic-less because we're gonna hit a roll to a broad jump to a roll to a broad jump. Goal is to work on that transitional period, so not sticking in after we roll, not trying to get stuck in that position, but be able to roll fluidly out, jump, back into a roll, jump. Again, focus on that fluidity piece, emphasizing that. I think we get a lot of deep range of motion jumps out of this, so we're in this deep squatted position that whole time, really exploding out of that position there. I think it's great for strengthening the hips, working a little bit of mobility there, and being explosive. This would be a horizontal movement challenge today. The other one was the vertical movement challenge, and then we got supercat jumps and Olympic lifts for the actual, like, how would you say it, stimulus for the day. Not that these aren't stimulus, but the max stimulus in there. A little bit more flowy, creative out here. So I'm gonna take up the hat, we'll go mic-less for these and kind of go from there. Let's go. And just like we have been doing, we got our single leg depth drops here, banded this week. We got 30 total reps each leg. This is rep 20 to 25 here, ripping them in five rep sets. Band assisted, pulling you down. Really enjoy this variation of it. Would definitely suggest building up into this variation, but feels money. Here we go. Yeah, this is gonna be, I really like the thought of this experiment. I really like how I'm feeling off this experiment. And I think this one might be truly money. Let's keep building up these depth drops. Single leg, double leg, twice a week. Reps and sets. Weight, height, however, just add some sort of variation, some sort of progression to it. Everything's been feeling pretty good with these. Sprints are feeling good. Jumps are feeling good. It'll be going metricless for probably 2 more weeks, unless I hang out with friends and we get the sensors going, but our lasers don't work again. Actually, our lasers work, our jump mat doesn't work. So, don't really have a choice there with the metrics on that one, but yeah, I really like this one. We'll be doing the same thing Thursday, double leg, banded, drops into it. Yeah, acceleration into the ground. Sounds weird, but it's like the first time ever in my life I feel my Achilles doing pretty much anything. And not in a bad way, just like you feel like a tendon load. I'm like, oh, it's not just my quad doing the only thing in the world it's known how to do. I like that. Yeah. There's some calf soreness. Building up that foot. Even these, like single leg, feel so much better than even just a couple weeks ago. I think I got 1 more each set. I'll go back and count if I don't, and then for the last set, I'll add whatever I missed. That was kind of poopy. Don't talk mid-set, probably. That'd probably help. I can probably add a little bit more height here. I'm probably J-chilling just a tiny bit. Oh, maybe last set we had. Add a little bit of height, but we'll go clean now. Keep adding those jumps in between. We'll get it from there. And then here, just building up. Heavy set of 3 on cleans. Just adding in these red pads because our ground isn't super great at dropping things on it. Not that we can never do it, but try to stay away from it as much as possible. So there's really not a reason for the elevation other than the ground isn't super great. Kind of like chips and cuts up. It's supposed to be able to drop stuff on it and does a nice job, but sometimes it cuts it open. You don't need to do that. Don't want to deal with that headache today. Here we go. Already hit a couple warm-up sets here. Ooh. This mic is super not great for Olympic lifts because it flops on your head. I feel like it's gonna fly. And maybe once I get used to it, it'll keep going, but man, it's kind of annoying. Can't put it on your shirt because you got a catch there, right? So maybe I have to do the flat build hat. I was thinking the beanie was gonna be better for it, but I think the beanie's too loose. Well, I don't know if you guys can hear this right now, but the Harlem Shake is on. And that song was a fucking banger. And it's not on my max set, so it came on during the wrong time. But man, you're not missing any reps with the Harlem Shake on. This song rips. I told myself I was gonna put clips on. Man, CTE is real. Oh, Harlem Shake went off. Now I'm gonna miss reps. Just kidding.
I think I had too much fantasy.
I have to watch videos, but it feels like I'm not really getting my hips all the way up. Just a feel. Haven't looked at it yet. Feels like I'm not really getting through. Hitting here and then coming underneath. Oh, feels a little goofy. I'm gonna look at the video and gotta see what's going on there. Keep adding weight though. Let's go. Yeah, so we got a 2000s top 100 songs on. Absolute bangers, bro. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but we're popping. I should figure out how to put music in my videos without getting in trouble. There's got to be a way to put some like cool montage, you know, like the Naruto videos back in the day. For my anime friends, bro, you used to watch those Naruto videos and they would have like, like Down with the Sickness over top. Yeah, I'm not that cool, but something like that. All right, here we go. Oh. See if this is last set. If this goes super smooth, might rip 315 for a singy. Just for funsies, you know. Never know. Never know, man. Just never know. Oh, probably chill on the 315 today. Good. After those clean and jerks, we got walking lunges, 8 rep max. Just ripping them out here. We'll go Zercher style here. Get this baby up onto you. Oh, and then getting that elite quad pump here. Oof. 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 Yeah, and then you guys get the money angle here. Don't have to subscribe for this. You should though. Oof. 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 Woo-wee. This is one of those things where I know it's gonna be a bad idea before I do it, but still gonna fucking send it, bro. Oof. 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 Come on, bitch. Oof. God damn. I wasn't turning around with that weight. I don't even know how many reps that was. Just went straight. Hit another set there. Get all the reps in. God, those are fun. So then after the send it set, we're gonna get it to these loaded child poses that Range of Strength was kind of showing on his Instagram. Really like this position. We're gonna hold it in an ISO, kind of really focus on that spinal flexion position. If you don't follow Range of Strength, you should. We had a podcast together. Dude's an actual fucking genius. Really fucking, just a cool dude. Just had a podcast with him. But spinal flexion here, run around, sit, and then breathe in it upper back. We'll hold for 2 minutes here. Ooh, that's a moneymaker. That's really good, man. Oh, I was doing those this morning and last week a little bit, just playing around with them. I don't know if it was, I think it was this weekend actually, just playing around with them whenever he posted them. But that's a really good one. Really compress. Core feels on fire there. Upper back, felt like I was able to breathe into it, round it a little bit more. I think that spinal flexion position is, you should get athletes to extend pretty well. They can get into that position pretty well, but spinal flexion, a lot of times they'll struggle in and they're not super strong in. So, and everything we kind of teach is extension. Stay up, good posture, whatever you want to say. It's kind of bringing you back into that extension pattern. Whereas a lot of athletes really struggle in that flexion pattern. And I think that could be a definitely really nice one to build that up. I think the reps, again, typically when I build up something like that, I'll hold ISO, and then I'll go reps right away after it. And then usually I'll add a velocity component to it if it's some sort of other lift. I don't know if you'd really add a velocity component to the flexion. You could do a drop catch there technically, but I think that's more about the range of motion, the stretch, the feel there. So that's definitely a keeper. Like that one a lot. We're gonna finish up with some calf raises and some hip flexor raises. So we'll crush those two, then go from there. Then we got these hip lifts. So we did these with a partner this morning. Partner was pulling it down. You can substitute with a band here. Pull up into the band for 10 seconds. You wanna come get on camera or what? Come talk. Pull up for 10 seconds here. We're gonna have one of our baseball guys come. He's probably gonna say something cancelable. We'll have to cut it off here. Then we got 10 reps after.
So that's wrong. That's what we don't want to do when trying to become an athlete.
All right, what do you got to tell the world?
Some wise words for myself would be, whatever Jochum does, don't do. That, it'll change your life. Right there. It will.
There you
and
go.
I'll show you a prime example of what to do.
Here we go.
Which you didn't do. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Hopping up here. This is about how every single workout with this kid goes. He's gonna pull up.
Struggling?
Struggling.
What am I doing?
You're supposed to pull up for 10 and then hit 10 reps.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yep.
Ever.
Just like that, yep. And then we're ripping just like that, yeah. So.
Wait, so don't listen to me.
And
Never mind. Austin, whatever he said, please do what he said.
There we go. All right, to finish up, we got some calf raises here. In, out, straight. 10 reps each. This way, this way, this way. Ooh. 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 Fuck. All right, so we just finished up the lift. I gotta buckle up here before I get yelled at by my car, and because it's a safe thing to do, kids. Yeah, I'm all about following rules. There we go, it's yelling at me. Just finished up the lift. Baseball guys came and joined at the end. They got a college coach coming to look at them today, hit, field, everything like that. So best of luck to them. Hopefully they kill it there. Bunch of goons. But yeah, finish up the lift. Here's some calves. One thing I wanted to mention with the calves I didn't mention during because they were goofing around in the background. When I do calf work, and maybe this is just because I have naturally bigger calves, like my whole family has big calves, and I get everybody wants big calves, but I really think skinny calves look way more athletic. That's just a personal preference, so maybe that's a hot take. But when I do a lot of calf work, like calf raises, honestly, it's not even for the calf. And again, this might be my own bias because I've always had bigger calves, but a lot of it's for that foot and ankle. You put that ankle in that lateral position, inverted, everted, just a bunch of different positions there, and you can really feel that ankle struggle. And I feel the foot, ankle working a little bit more than the calves. Not that calves aren't working, but that's just something I wanted to mention about the calves. When I implement calf work, it's really not even for the bodybuilding aspect of calves. It's more so for that ankle, just a good way to load that ankle and foot. Especially if you're spraining your ankles all the time. A good one is like leaning against the wall, doing a lateral ankle raise there. I really like that one for people that struggle with ankles. So today, yeah, just going to go make a post. We're going to cut all this up. I think one of the posts I'm going to make is about that warm-up little rant we had today. But today really felt good. It was good little pump. I like the little change up to the schedule of going to go eating after. So I BP'd, then I ate, then I lifted, and I felt like I had much more energy. Obviously, like that shouldn't be super surprising, but felt pretty good there. It just doesn't work up timing-wise that great all the time. One of the things I was talking to my buddy Mark Dettel about was like, where does this go? Where does the YouTube go? And we were talking about Sam Sulek and the amount of money he makes off YouTube and the views that he gets. And one of the things that he said was, well, it's like, yeah, but he's a 1%er. Like Sam Sulek's a 1%er. Like I can't really see myself getting there, or something along those lines. See, I'm not trying to put words into his mouth, but something along those lines. And I was like, yeah, but that's with everything. It's like you see people kind of where they are at currently. You see Sam Sulek where they're at currently, not his first probably 4 years of making videos. And I have no idea what his come up was like, if it was instant or right away, but it could be the same thing as taking like Mark Dowdle's an ultra runner. Like I told him, it's like, but the same thing as the first time you tried to run. Like you're not fucking great at it. Maybe you have a knack for it, but you're not great at it. You're not blowing up right away on your first run. It's not your best run ever on your first run. First time swinging a bat, you suck at it. First time doing anything, man, you just suck at it. And that's okay to admit, but that doesn't mean, like when you look at somebody that's already made it, like they've made it because they sucked at something, and then they probably had a knack for it or an interest in it, and they continued to build up that skill set and got to where they are currently at. And I just feel like everything in the world is just an ability to level up. Like in the video game world, it's literally just putting skill points into what you want to put skill points into. And you only have a certain amount of skill points and you can only put them into a certain amount of things. But if you want to go be really good at something, you want to be really good at YouTube, you want to be really good at swinging a bat, running ultras, doing whatever you want to do with your life, looking at somebody and seeing where they're at, you have to understand they started with 0 skill points and then put all of their skill points into that attribute, and now they're amazing at it. And you never saw them put all those skill points into it. Or maybe you did. Maybe you saw those come ups and that's really inspirational for you. But for a lot of people, it's just like they've already made it and that's why you know them and you miss that come up journey. But that's the same for you. Like you can't get discouraged when your YouTube videos aren't blowing up, when maybe you're not hitting the softball the best way, you're not throwing as hard as you want to throw, you're not hitting the shot that you want to hit in basketball, you're not catching. It's like you just haven't put enough skill points in there. So go spend just a little bit more time developing skill points, getting skill points, and then putting it into the thing that you want to put it into. And just understand life is really a video game in that sense. If you want to go get good at something, you literally just put effort and time into that thing, and obviously there's better and worse ways to do it, but you find out those better and worse ways by putting effort and time into it. It's not, you can't skip that step. You have to put effort and time into something, then you learn how to get good at it, then you get more efficient, and then you level up continually until you're at the level of somebody like Sam Sulek on YouTube, or Usain Bolt in sprinting, or whatever it is, whatever that skill set that you want to go develop. And I think once you look at life in the way of it's just a video game and you can put skill points into something, you gain a lot of faith in yourself and you just understand, I'm just not there yet. It's not that I'm not going to get there, it's just I'm not there yet, and I just need to keep working and keep doing it. And once you get to that, once you have that faith in yourself in life, I really believe a lot of life frees up, and it becomes fun, and it becomes a journey, and you start to prove yourself right over and over again. And this is me saying this as a 27-year-old that has continually done this throughout my life. And when I'm 40, hopefully I have even more experience with this. But if you're like an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old listening to this, even a 21-year-old, I remember 21, I wasn't totally set on this idea because I haven't proven it to myself enough. But as I continually go through life and I continually develop skill sets that I want to develop by just continually putting effort into those things, I continually prove this theory right, that if you want to go get good at something, go put a bunch of effort into it and understand that it is obtainable. And if you don't, like, you could start this journey. That doesn't mean everything, you need to go obtain everything. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to start doing stuff that you just don't have a high interest in. And then you're not going to get good at that thing if you don't have a high interest level in it, because you're not going to put the work in. So, like, that doesn't mean just fucking run your head into things that you don't enjoy, because you'll never be great at that, because you'll never actually put the level of effort required to level up to the level 10 wizard of fucking accounting, because you hate accounting, right? So, there is a level of, you need to have interest, you need to have a vision for where you want to take it, and have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself that it's just a video game, and if you're not there yet, it's just because you're not there yet, and you'll get there, and it just takes time. So it's kind of the message today. I'm going to go make this post and go from there. Appreciate you guys watching, supporting, and continuing to chop wood with me. Boom.